This episode is brought to you by Edge of Tomorrow, starring Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. Live, die, repeat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show for Wednesday.
Hey, Spool! Can you see Spool in the corner of the screen here? Yeah. You don't need to move it. Oh! Watch out!
Oh, God.
So your first story for today, there is none whatsoever, but E3 is looming right around the corner.
And a few days away.
And we're so scared.
We are really, really scared.
So speaking of E3, we thought we'd talk about it and why this year's E3 is gonna blow you away.
Nice job. So rather than do stupid E3 predictions, we at Inside Gaming thought we'd dig into some E3 history and show you why you'll see some of the biggest games of this generation at E3 2014.
Right. So before we get started, let's go back in time, all the way to the year 2000, when many of you were born. So this is when the PlayStation 2 was released.
But only in Japan.
Of course. That's the that's number one happy place in the world.
And the E3 immediately following that console launch in July, Metal Gear Solid 2 was announced.
Of course, and
That's okay.
Go ahead, you can clap.
It's okay. That's a big game, man, for kids.
There was also nothing else to play on the PS2 at the time. You had
There
like
was
Fanavision.
a fireworks game.
Yeah, Fanavision.
that's all you can play. It's awful.
And the same was said of the Xbox. That was released in November 2001, but then at E3 2002.
Yes, this is when it got really interesting because now all of a sudden Microsoft was a player in the game,
Yes.
and people were wondering, can this thing play anything else other than Halo,
No.
and is it worth owning? The answer was yes. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell was announced, Ninja Gaiden, and Panzer Dragoon Orta. Yeah.
Lawrence, why was Panzer Dragoon Orta a big deal?
It ended up not being, but at the time, I mean, this was 14 years ago. Japan was still like the biggest thing for game dev, and everybody had fond memories of Panzer Dragoon on the Sega Saturn for some reason. So it seemed like a big get for Microsoft to have Panzer Dragoon on the Xbox. Turned out to not be.
So that's the most time anybody's talked about Panzer Dragoon in 14 years.
Good job. Wow. All right, so let's move forward in time just ever so slightly to November 2005. This is when the Xbox 360 launched before all the other consoles. So at E3 2006, this is when Halo 3, Grand Theft Auto 4, Gears of War, and many other games were announced.
That was a huge E3. I actually remember that was I think the first time I was like, I actually have to buy an Xbox 360. Like I wasn't going to, and I ended up doing it.
And it is often mentioned that 2007 was one of the best years in gaming with all the games that did come out that year.
That's right.
Most of them were announced the previous year.
Right, so the PlayStation 3 came out in November 2006, and then of course the E3 immediately following that console launch. You got Metal Gear Solid 4, Gran Turismo 5, Killzone 2, and Uncharted.
Panzer Dragoon.
And no Panzer Dragoon.
They actually came out and said, we are not announcing Panzer
And
Dragoon.
Whoa, thank God!
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good.
Woo.
That was close. So 2007 was a huge year for games. That was probably one of the biggest years ever of all time.
Yeah, keep in mind games like BioShock, Assassin's Creed, and Uncharted. Oh, there's way too many. And yes, Halo 3 came out that year.
Yes.
The reason for all this is simple though. Launch games suck.
Yes, they always do.
And that's typically what you see the year of release.
Right, the year after is when developers have had time to get used to the brand new hardware and then can release the well-designed products. That's why the E3 immediately following the console launch is always better than the actual launch.
Crimson Dragon launched with the Xbox One. We just want to make that clear.
It was called Crimson Dragon.
Just
What'd I say?
Panzer Dragoon.
Doesn't matter.
All right, all that established, now that we've kind of showed you that the E3 is really big after the console launch, let's do some stupid E3 2014. Didn't we say we were going to do these?
We're gonna do them.
You liar!
First game to be announced is Panzer Dragoon.
Oh! Shut up! That's not in the script!
Sega's gonna come out, announce their all-new console that will only play one game.
The first one's Red Dead Redemption 2. We're going to see some Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe, not at E3, maybe before or after from Rockstar. 'Cause they don't-
Historically, Rockstar doesn't really announce things. They let other people do it and tattoo it to their bodies. But this could potentially happen.
Come
on. Next, a new Legend of Zelda.
Oh!
We've already seen it in tech demo form. It has to happen. And as the years have changed, actually, Nintendo has stepped away from doing a typical press conference.
Yeah.
So we're really just going to see it in a YouTube video, but it will be announced.
And Lawrence, you said a new proper Mario. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, New Super Mario U was pretty cool and all, but I think everybody expected that new kind of platform-defining Mario like 64, Sunshine, Galaxy.
Yep.
We haven't really had that on the Wii U yet, and it's got to be coming, right?
I think so.
Where can he go from here? We've done World,
Did we do
Galaxies, Transcend Time.
Super Mario 65.
Up next, everybody says it's an impossibility, but I think it might happen. Borderlands 3.
No.
We're gonna put this one on the low end. We've already got Tales from Borderlands. We got the other Borderlands game.
Borderlands 3!
This one will not go away, but we still want it to happen, and we could will it into existence like Mirror's Edge before it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Fallout 4, anyone?
Fallout 4, yeah. So this rumor, it's gaining steam, probably mainly because of us, but
Steam!
man.
Valve doesn't go to
Yeah,
E3.
no, what are you talking about? And Joel just went like this. So hopefully we will see a Fallout 4 trailer. It's not going to be like out this year or announced this year.
All they need is just that little hum, that little theme, and just a 4 to pop in. They don't have to clarify what it is.
True, that's it. That's all they
And
need
you
to
can
do.
get away with it. Be totally fine.
And then I think this is almost guaranteed at this point. A new Gears of War from Black Tusk.
Of course, that once again,
It's gotta happen,
Just
right?
do this, just some dust, that little theme, and then a 4 comes in.
Well, yeah, it's right. It'll be Gears of War 4.
Could be anything.
Because Judgment was the prequel, right?
Right.
So yeah, this has got to happen.
Moving over to the Sony side of things, a new God of War has to be on the horizon.
Definitely.
Big question is whether there's going to be a new protagonist, something like that. I think the story of Kratos has been told to death.
Yep.
Let's move on.
Mass Effect 4.
You can do this easily. You just do
Still
some
do.
dust, you put the theme, and then you just have a 4 come in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
One of these trailers has to have something in it, right? Other
It's
than
the number
just a
4. All of them have the 4 come in.
And then Lawrence, I think you mentioned this last one.
Oh, The Last Guardian? Yeah, technically it's already been announced, but nobody knows what's going on with it. They say it's still in development. We have no idea if it's ever going to actually become a thing and be sold, but they might re-show it, like re-debut it for PS4. Could happen, who knows?
And then new Sonic. New Sonic, everybody.
Yeah! Year of Sonic!
They already announced a new Sonic, it's called Sonic Boom.
The newer Sonic. Sonic Boom 2.
I've been saving this one for the end, though. actually.
Oh, wait, hold on. He didn't put the description.
So-
Nobody knows what it is.
So years ago, there was one of the best games at E3 that ever debuted. It was called Prey 2.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can almost guarantee you they're going to hold off on Dishonored 2 for right now.
Okay.
Arcane Studios, the guys who made Last Dishonored, who are owned by Bethesda, who have been working on Prey 2 for the last few years, secretly will announce that Prey 2 is still in development from a different developer during some sort of press conference. It's just going to be the number 4 coming in through a bunch of dust.
I have good news. We just broke world records. We talked about Panzer Dragoon, the longest anybody's ever done it, and Prey 2. We did it. We did it, everybody. Please, on your
Jesus.
trailers. Get us to the trailers here. Jeez.
God's sake.
Gauntlet E3 2014 trailer.
Nice.
And your final trailer for today, we got the Dying Light E3 2014 gameplay trailer. It's not even E3 yet, but here it is, early. Let's just say it leaked, and then you'll care. In Prey 1, you got abducted. You were this Native American, no one cared about it. It was kind of a lame concept, blah, blah, blah.
Name was Tommy, it's very important.
Sure,
That's how
it
you're
doesn't
selling
matter.
me on the second one?
No, the second one, you play as a completely different character.
better
who's-
graphics.
No, you were a marshal on a plane that got abducted at the same time as Tommy, and you play as a bounty hunter on this. You're basically Boba Fett.
I just basically
What the
Steven
fuck is
Seagal.
wrong with you
I've
guys?
just been notified. We just broke the same world record again. Whoa! We did it.
I'm gonna bring up the E3 demo and blow your mind.